Hey guys, so today we're going to be discussing my thoughts on Severance episode 3. We're gonna start off with this scene. I was really gagged by this because it low-key aligns with like my bingo board. Okay, I also really want to talk about this scene because when I was watching it, I was like immediately I saw like the red numbers on his watch and I was like, okay, so this is definitely a sign for like color symbolism. It's definitely symbolizing some kind of he's rebelling against Lumen, he's doing something against the company. At this point I was like, I don't really know what he's trying to do, but like I was like, Mark reintegrated already, and this is actually him trying to go down to the office, and he's gonna connect with himself in the elevator. But that obviously didn't happen because, I thought it was a really interesting foreshadowing for what happens later on in this episode, because this is really one of like Abby Marks' like first big acts of like rebellion, I think, against the company. And I think they were literally like giving it like all the clues to the fucking reintegration like right in the freaking faces. And literally like what I said about the scene was that like you can notice that like Audi Mark and Annie Mark are like working together now because they have like a shared goal. Like, really obviously they're gonna become like connected now. I need to talk about Mark Scout literally waking up and the first thing he does is showing everybody a picture of Miss Casey and making missing posters of her. Like, you're telling me he goes down there and he draws this like entire little missing poster? That is adorable. And in the beginning sequence of the show, he was literally looking at like a picture of Miss Casey, or oh my gosh, he was literally looking at a picture of Gemma when he was like getting like dressed for work. And that's a new shot of Gemma, by the way. And then he goes to work and the next thing he does is literally draw a picture of her. Like, he's literally starting his day off thinking of her every single fucking day, both worlds, because the baby love does transcend severance. We need to talk about how the dynamic between MDR has like changed so much, because we see like in this scene when Mark is asking them to like go sprout the freaking posters, Irv is like, oh okay, like I'll go to OND maybe, but I low-key like want to check out my weird secret passageways that I have now. And Dylan does not like budge at all. He literally does not get up and move to like do the thing that they were all gonna do at all, which is crazy because if you think about it, in the first season he was actually the one most committed to the bit. Like, he's the one who stayed behind for the OTC, and now he's like so obedient in his cubicle, and it's like I can't believe that he actually didn't tell any of the rest of the members that he was getting like visitation sessions. But like, he loves his family so much. Like, that's actually kind of beautiful. Also, okay, I got distracted, but we can talk about Mark Helly now. Actually, also, I think literally in these scenes, it's so obvious that Helly is actually Helena, because the interactions, first of all, they're so awkward, and she literally like she's, I don't know, like there's so many awkward pauses where like she's standing there and they're like looking at each other like this. Like, I just want you guys to like, that is not Helly. That is not Helly. That is not our queen, and I miss her. And I miss her. This is Helena, like, pretending to have a personality. Like, I'm... Also, while we're talking about Mark Helly, like, Mark Helly died today. I didn't understand the scene, but I think maybe it's Milchick becoming, like, also disillusioned with the company. Like, Milchick and Miss Cobell are both, like, moving away from this company, kind of. And, oh, okay, also, Irv does not trust Helly at all. The only person Irv is talking to this season is literally Dylan, which... We'll talk about, like, Natalie, and this... I want to talk about this scene. This scene is so fucking weird. I don't understand, like... I actually do understand. I think if you guys watch the podcast, which I'm pretty sure none of you do, like Tramel Tillman did a segment. He was talking about like the implications of Milchick like as a black man working for like women and like oppressing others. I think I actually don't know what he said. It was a lot more eloquent than what I just said. But I feel like this scene like really like tackles that in the show, which is surprising me because I didn't really think that they were gonna like do that, like directly address maybe like race. I'm not really sure why. So Natalie's really fucking creepy and she doesn't blink, and it's so scary. Like, look at his face when he looks at these portraits. His eye twitches, like, so much. His eye twitches every single time. Like, I don't think he liked it, guys. I don't... Oh, and, like, these are, like, really creepy. Like, why is he there? Like, why did they, like, race swap here Egan? Like, he still has his blue eyes, and it's really unnerving. It's so obvious that he's not reacting the way they wanted him to. I don't know, maybe it's like some kind of compensation present for how Lumen has been treating him like off work, because he has to go do all of like the recon and like scout all the innies back, and he planned that entire like Mark Scout like re-entering work scene, and like no one thanks him, and he spent 48 hours on that. I think that the visitation scene, like, it's like a really clear way to show that like the Lumen reform policies aren't really like working as they like should. It's like as Dylan says in the beginning of this episode, he's like, Lumen is listening. I thought that meant that they're listening to our conversations, like, and they like literally are listening to conversations. I think it's supposed to be like Miss One walks out at the beginning of the scene, and I think it's supposed to be like giving the illusion of privacy, and then she immediately comes back and like here like Dylan's wife is whispering something to him, and then she comes into the last speaker and she's like, please refrain from sharing information, and from the security cameras. That's like creepy as hell. I think this scene is supposed to show how like transparent the new reform policies are, and that they don't actually mean anything. Dylan is going to come back and like not fall for any more of these like perks. Like, on the outside, like Dylan is kind of like less hardworking than he is on the inside, and you can kind of tell like when his like wife looks at him, like after she closes off with Annie Dylan, and Annie Dylan is like, I want to make you guys proud, like every single day, like I'm gonna work so hard, and she kind of looks at him like in a like sad way, and I feel like maybe it's because like Dylan on the outside isn't like that. Like, she asks him, have any of you seen her? Why do they all look like that? Why do they all look so disheveled and like homeless, high key? Especially in comparison to like literally every other person who works in this office. I think that like maybe, and I was like wondering, because I thought maybe they were like permanently severed, because like how would their Audis go home after like a long day of work and be like, why do I smell like goats, and why am I like covered in like shit, and like why do I look like shit? I think it could be possible that Lumen is like taking homeless people and like putting them in their like severing them like for a lot of money or something like that. It's like and they all work in the mail-in department, and because like who would notice if homeless people went missing like this, right? What's to say about the Rick and Natalie scene? First of all, great day for bingo players. Okay, great day for bingo players. This was on my bingo board. Rick and DeGaff and Rick and Ed's new book. I should make those two separate squares because I think I got both of them today. Great day for me. Secondly, it's this is like I feel like this is obviously like a manipulation tactic of the endings. Like she's taking someone they care a lot about, they like look up to, and she's going to revise his words so that they're more suitable for like serve here, capitalism, good. You are not a person. Like I don't know. And Rickon is actually really fucking stupid, and he's starting to piss me off. And of course, if we're going to talk about Rickon, we have to talk about, in comparison, how amazing and wonderful and perfect Devin is. I love Devin. Devin is really showing herself to be the MVP this season. I love how she brings up, like, how did the book get into the fucking around in the first place? Great question, Devin. More people should be more like Devin. If you're glazing Devin, we should really talk about this scene as well, because they're all taking a little bit like they are taking like the Rickon like getting scouted by Loon thing like a little bit lightly for my taste. I feel like I thought Devin would really see it more malicious than how it is, but it's gonna get. I was so gagged on this blade. So what I think is like we know that Gemma was really into like arts and crafts and stuff, and here they're like crafting for a while. I think it's like so entirely possible that he took the crafting supplies out of like Gemma's box of crafts that we see when Miss Cobell steals the candle, and I think that's really sweet. Like I think there's like when we get back into the office, and like here we actually Melchick actually puts them up, and like I feel like that's if the eye twitching, the aggressive eye twitching previously didn't show that. I feel like this definitely did. Like he does not like that shit work like when he does this, because he's obviously not. Oh, we need to talk about how he uses a crochet blanket to cover his eyes when he does like the after image thing, because I feel like again with like the craft supplies, I thought like I was like really thrown off about the crochet blanket, but I do think it's like entirely possible that like Gemma made it. And that's my theory, that's my hypothesis, that's my headcanon. Talk about Cold Harbor in this scene, and it's like, okay, there's so many more Cold Harbor references in this episode, and it almost feels kind of like a retcon, because like it was literally never mentioned in season 1, like at all. It talks about how Mark is like been working on it for so long. She's been down there for like, well, he's been down there for like 2 years. She's been down for like close to that. Like, so how long have they been plotting Cold Harbor for? My theory is that when Mark was like inducted, like it started like when Mark was like first employed, like he has that like head like on his desk for being like finishing like that file so fast. They started refining Gemma then already, and they realized, oh my god, like Mark S is so fucking good at this. Maybe because like they knew each other before. They started working on like the Gemma project a long time ago, like years back. And maybe Cold Harbor is like he was like, because they sent her down to the testing room right before they do the entire OTC thing. So I think maybe it's like entirely possible that like the plan for Gemma was supposed to start with the final step of the project is Cold Harbor, and maybe this is what's supposed to bring her into like perfection, and that's why she was sent on the testing floor, so she would come back like better. But like since they did the OTC thing, their entire plan got like shifted, and they didn't work us back to finish the last step of the Gemma project that he's been working on for the past 2 years as well. Also, okay. And obviously Miss Cobell knows about this, and she also cares a lot about it, but it's definitely connected to the person who she knows, and I think she wants to bring back the dead. I think she wants to bring back a dead loved one. And that's why she also turns down Alina's offer here, because what she doesn't really like, she doesn't actually care about like Kier all that much. She wants like her dead loved one back. That's my theory. Confirmed. Rogabi reappearance. Awesome. Also the fact that she knows exactly like right away what he's doing. He's like burning it into his retinas. Like people have definitely tried to do this before, and she knows like that it doesn't work because of the eyeball dilation thing, which I think maybe could be because she used to work here, maybe because she's coached other people doing this. How many people has she integrated? We don't know. The way that the tears literally like spill out of his eyes is like crazy. Like how did Adam Scott do that? My go Adam Scott, how did he do that? And also, oh my god, we need to talk about this scene when she actually tells him that like Gemma is alive, and because he asks her, did you know that my wife like how did you know about Gemma? And she looks at him, and I think like in the moment I was like, oh shit, like she works on the project to bring Gemma there. Like she was there when Gemma, like when they brought Gemma down. Like she knows what they're trying to do. Like she knows what Cold Harbor is. And I think she brought Mark down. Like she's definitely related to like, I think she's like related to like Mark getting hired or something. And maybe like, I don't know, because I feel like she seemed like really guilty in that scene where
There's one way and one way only to get information in and out of them, and that's reintegration. I'm better at it now. I can make it work with you. I can sort of give them a version of you that loves her with a version of you that cares.
the moment that she mentioned Gemma, Mark is like, okay, we're getting fucking reintegrated. I actually can't. No, like I actually can't. I think the only thing we have left to discuss is just the entire reintegration scene, and I really liked it. I was like, I'm really mad that I wrote reintegration as for Mark integration because I wanted to feel like special. My being aboard. Like this is something I expected from the season finale. Like from here on, and okay, so like I guess in episode 4, like Mark is gonna go back into the office, and we're gonna find out what the instructions are. We're gonna find out how he's gonna prevent reintegration sickness. We're actually gonna find maybe Mark is gonna die from reintegration sickness. Okay, I think I'm really sad about Mark getting reintegrated actually, because that means that like I've been thinking about this for a while. That means that any Mark is gone. Like there is no more any Mark. Like my favorite character they killed. Like this is kind of as any Mark death because he's really never gonna be the same again. Like he's gonna have his memories maybe, but like we're never going to have Mark like we saw him, like full of hope, and like joy and like happiness, and I'm really sad about that. Like I just think like Mark really deserved one version of himself that was happy, and I don't think he's gonna have that anymore. Like I wonder how like Mark and Hallie interactions are gonna go now, because they're both like fucked up versions. Like they're both just their outie selves pretending to be their innie selves now. I think that's gonna be really interesting. I feel like it's entirely possible that, and Mark is going to have to mourn her again, because Amy Mark has already been searching for her, and like she's gone again. He reintegrated for her, and she's literally not gonna be in the office with him. And even if she is, she's gonna be like a dead, weird, like robot fucked up version of herself, and that is just so sad. Like I